Breaking news coming to us from Buckingham Palace. Princess Beatrice has had her baby.
Princess Beatrice and her husband, Edoardo Mapelli, have welcomed their first child, a baby girl.
The royal family is once again at the center of a shocking revelation. Buckingham Palace is buzzing with whispers and excitement after Princess Beatrice's jaw-dropping baby announcement sent shockwaves through the monarchy. What does this mean for the royal lineage? How is the Queen reacting behind closed doors? And could this unexpected news change the future of the British throne? Stay tuned as we dive deep into this unfolding royal drama, revealing the secrets and surprises that have left the palace trembling. A royal birth amid shadows. The birth of a royal baby is typically a time of immense joy, an occasion that symbolizes new beginnings, hope, and the promise of the future. Such moments are usually met with widespread celebration, heartfelt congratulation, and an outpouring of public affection. When Princess Beatrice and her husband, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, welcomed their second child, Athena Elizabeth Rose, on January 22, 2025, the world expected nothing less than a cascade of well wishes and jubilant excitement. And indeed, Buckingham Palace extended its warm congratulations, and official statements carried a tone of happiness. Yet, behind the polished smiles and carefully crafted words, there was an undeniable undercurrent of tension, one that even the most eloquent public relations efforts couldn't completely mask. Athena's arrival should have been a beautifully simple milestone in Beatrice's life, marking the expansion of her young family and a personal moment of happiness. But the timing of her birth was anything but simple. It came at a moment when the royal family was under intense public scrutiny, particularly surrounding Beatrice's father, Prince Andrew. His past controversies had already cast long shadows over the House of Windsor, and the ongoing restructuring of the monarchy under King Charles III only added to the shifting dynamics within the palace. For Beatrice, the joy of motherhood was, perhaps, tinged with an unspoken question. Could this new chapter allow her to step further away from the turbulence of royal scandals, carving out an identity defined by family and personal values rather than the weight of past controversies? Or would the ever-watchful public and media continue to tie her name to the difficult legacy of her father, no matter how much she tried to distance herself? As the world admired the first glimpses of baby Athena, the moment held more than just the excitement of a royal birth. It was also a reminder of the delicate balance Beatrice must navigate between duty and personal happiness, between the royal traditions she was born into and the ever-changing public perception that follows her every step. Let's delve into the details surrounding the welcoming of her second child. A royal celebration, Beatrice's heartwarming tribute to family. Unlike the discreet announcement of her first pregnancy, Princess Beatrice and her husband, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, wasted no time in sharing their excitement this time around. Just hours after the arrival of their baby girl, the proud parents released a heartwarming photograph. Little Athena wrapped in a delicate pink blanket, her tiny face peeking through. Yet it wasn't just the sweetness of the image that captured attention. It was the name they had chosen, Elizabeth. A poignant tribute to Beatrice's beloved late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. The public's reaction was immediate and deeply affectionate. Royal enthusiasts praised the thoughtful gesture, seeing it as a beautiful way to honor the Queen's enduring legacy while allowing Beatrice to express her own personal connection to history. Athena's birth became more than just a family milestone. It was a moment of nostalgia and unity, offering the royal family a rare, uplifting occasion during a period of uncertainty. Inside Buckingham Palace, the news was met with quiet but genuine joy. King Charles and Queen Camilla warmly welcomed the newest addition to the family, while Beatrice's mother, Sarah, Duchess of York, was particularly thrilled to embrace another granddaughter. But perhaps the most touching display of love came from Princess Eugenie, Beatrice's younger sister, who rushed to the hospital to meet her niece, a testament to the unbreakable bond between the York sisters. Beatrice has always walked a delicate line between tradition and modernity. As a princess, she is a part of royal history, but unlike her senior royal cousins, she has forged a life that blends duty with personal independence. She has maintained a career, built a private family life, and embraced a role that allows her a unique sense of freedom within the royal framework. Beyond being a devoted mother to both Athena and her first daughter, Sienna, Beatrice has taken on another cherished role, that of stepmother to Edoardo's son, Christopher Wolfe, affectionately called Wolfie. Since joining the family, she has ensured that he is fully included, treating him with the same love and care as her biological children. Even Wolfie's mother, Dara Huang, has publicly expressed gratitude for Beatrice's kindness, a rare and heartfelt acknowledgement that reflects the strong and blended family they have created. By embracing a modern, inclusive approach to parenting, Beatrice is not just honoring royal traditions, she is redefining them. Let's take a look at how she has been able to balance her family life, her father's scandal, and a changing royal future.
If there are questions that Ghislaine has to answer, that's her. It would be incompatible for me.
Princess Beatrice, balancing family, scandal, and a changing royal future. Yet even as Beatrice celebrated Athena's arrival, she could not fully escape the controversies that have followed her family. Her father, Prince Andrew, remains a deeply polarizing figure. Despite stepping back from public life due to past scandals, his name has continued to make headlines. Beatrice has always been known for her unwavering loyalty to her father, often standing by his side even during the most difficult times. While she has never publicly commented on the allegations against him, sources close to the family suggest that the continued scrutiny has weighed heavily on her. The timing of Athena's birth, coming amid renewed discussions about Prince Andrew's past, placed Beatrice in a difficult position. Even as she tried to focus on her newborn daughter, she was once again drawn into the broader conversation about her father's future and what it meant for her own standing within the royal family. Would she be able to step out of his shadow, or would the ongoing controversies continue to define how the public viewed her? As Beatrice settled into life with 2 young children, questions about her future within the royal family lingered. Unlike other senior royals, she has largely stayed out of the spotlight, working a private job while attending key family events.
That we have a responsibility to change the narrative around what we are delivering to young people in the classroom.
However, Athena's birth has once again thrust her into public focus, leaving many wondering whether she might take on a more visible role. Under King Charles III, the monarchy is undergoing significant changes. The king has made it clear that he envisions a more streamlined royal family.
I shall strive to follow the inspiring example should be extended to our whole family.
Focusing on senior working members. This has left Beatrice and Eugenie in an ambiguous position. While they remain beloved by the public, they are not full-time royals, meaning their roles within the institution remain unclear. Some royal commentators speculate that Beatrice's increased presence in the media could signal a shift. With her expanding family and the public's growing interest in her life, might she choose to embrace a more prominent role? Or will she continue to prioritize her private life, maintaining the balance she has carefully cultivated over the years? One thing that remains certain is Beatrice's commitment to her family. Despite the challenges that come with being a royal, she has built a strong and loving home with Edoardo. Their relationship, founded on mutual respect and shared values, has helped her navigate both the joys and difficulties of royal life. Her mother, Sarah Ferguson, has also played a crucial role in supporting her. Having faced her own share of scandals and media scrutiny in the past,
I've made thunderous mistakes. So yes, I've got better judgment at 51 now because of my appallingly bad judgment.
the Duchess of York understands better than most what it means to be at the center of controversy. She has been a source of guidance for Beatrice, encouraging her to focus on her family and personal happiness above all else. Let's delve into the details of her love story, marriage, and motherhood. Princess Beatrice, a royal love story, marriage, and motherhood. In March 2019, Princess Beatrice attended an exclusive fundraising event at the prestigious National Portrait Gallery in London. By her side was Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, a successful property developer and the son of Alex Mapelli Mozzi, a former British-Italian Olympic alpine skier. Edoardo's lineage traces back to Italian nobility. His family was granted the title of Count in 1913 by King Victor Emmanuel III. However, since the Italian monarchy was abolished, This title holds no official recognition in modern Italy or the United Kingdom. Speculation about their romance began swirling in September 2018, and by May 2019, the couple confirmed their relationship when they attended the grand wedding of Lady Gabriella Windsor, Beatrice's second cousin once removed. Their love story quickly blossomed, culminating in a romantic proposal in Italy in September 2019. Their engagement was officially announced by the Duke of York's office on the 26th of September. Originally, the wedding was set for 29th May 2020 at the Chapel Royal, St. James's Palace, followed by a lavish reception in the gardens of Buckingham Palace. However, the COVID-19 pandemic forced them to postpone their plans, leading to an intimate and unannounced ceremony on 17th July 2020. The private wedding took place at the Royal Chapel of All Saints in Windsor, with a small gathering of close family members. Beatrice's father, Prince Andrew, walked her down the aisle, though he was noticeably absent from the official wedding portraits, likely due to the controversy surrounding his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. For the occasion, Beatrice wore a stunning remodeled gown by Norman Hartnell, graciously loaned by the Queen. Completing her bridal look, she donned the Queen Mary fringe tiara, the same one Queen Elizabeth II had worn on her own wedding day. Stepping into her new role as a wife and stepmother, Beatrice embraced Edoardo's son from a previous relationship, Christopher Wolfe, affectionately called Wolfie. On 18 September 2021, the couple welcomed their first child together, a daughter named Sienna Elizabeth Mapelli Mosey. At birth, Sienna was 11th in line to the throne, moving up to 10th after Queen Elizabeth, the second's passing on the 8th of September 2022. She was later christened at the Chapel Royal on the 29th of April 2022. Initially residing in a 4-bedroom apartment at St. James's Palace, Beatrice and Edoardo later moved to a charming manor house in the Cotswolds in late 2022. On 22 January 2025, their family grew once more with the birth of their second daughter, Athena Elizabeth Rose Mapelli Mosey. Born prematurely at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, Athena is now 11th in line to the throne. Let's take a look of what lies ahead of Princess Beatrice in terms of motherhood, as well as the royal expectations. Princess Beatrice's new chapter. For a brief moment, the world paused to celebrate the arrival of Athena Elizabeth Rose, the daughter of Princess Beatrice. The York family, often at the center of public scrutiny, experienced a rare and precious moment of unfiltered joy. Social media overflowed with heartfelt congratulations, and the tender image of baby Athena, swaddled in a delicate pink blanket, became an instant symbol of new beginnings. The tribute in her name, honoring Queen Elizabeth II, struck a chord with many, reinforcing the deep connection between past and present. For a while, it seemed as though Beatrice had succeeded in shifting the narrative. The controversies that had long loomed over her family momentarily faded into the background, replaced by admiration for her new chapter as a mother. But in the world of royalty, the spotlight is never stagnant.
Means that every embarrassing, slightly awkward growth spurt or hilarious fashion moment.
The lull was brief, and soon, the relentless gaze of the public and media refocused on the broader complexities surrounding Beatrice and the York lineage. Motherhood is a deeply personal journey, yet for Beatrice, it is also an inescapably public one. Every tender moment with her newborn is observed through the lens of royal tradition, expectation, and speculation. She faces the daunting task of balancing her new responsibilities as a mother with the unrelenting pressures of royal life. There is no handbook for navigating such a unique position, where love and duty are forever intertwined, and where personal milestones are rarely just personal. As the initial excitement settles, the question remains, will this be a defining moment of reinvention for Beatrice, allowing her to step into a new role beyond the shadow of past controversies? Or will the weight of royal expectations pull her back into a familiar cycle of scrutiny? For now, she embraces these quiet, precious days with Athena, cherishing the warmth of family and the fleeting serenity that comes before the next wave of public attention inevitably arrives. Only time will tell what path lies ahead, but one thing is certain: Beatrice is determined to carve out a future that balances tradition with her own version of happiness. No matter how much Beatrice tried to carve out her own space, her father's unresolved scandals remained an inescapable backdrop to her life. Let's see how she's been coping with the dilemma. Princess Beatrice's dilemma. Prince Andrew's status within the royal family was still a sensitive issue, and with every new headline about him, Beatrice found herself unwillingly drawn into the discussion. She had always been fiercely loyal to her father, standing by him even when the royal institution itself began to distance from him. Though she had never publicly addressed the allegations against him, her quiet support, her presence at family events by his side, spoke volumes. Some believed her silence was intentional, a strategy to avoid further entanglement. But as public opinion on Prince Andrew shifted, so did expectations for his daughters. Would Beatrice continue to stand by him, or would she seek to step further away from the weight of the York name? Many royal watchers speculated that Beatrice had already begun to distance herself in subtle ways. Her increasing focus on her private family life was one sign. Unlike other young royals, she had never been a full-time working member of the monarchy, meaning she wasn't bound by the same expectations of public service. However, that did not mean she was immune to public scrutiny. She was still a recognized royal figure, and every decision she made, whether about her father, her child, or her future, was heavily analyzed. With the birth of Athena, some wondered if she would step back even further from royal duties, or if she would attempt to redefine her role in a way that balanced her royal heritage with her personal aspirations. Social media only amplified these discussions.
My generation is the generation that focuses on social media, that to use it as a tool for good.
Traditional news outlets covered Athena's birth with formality, but platforms like Twitter and Instagram became breeding grounds for debate. Some saw Beatrice as a potential asset to the modern monarchy, someone who could bring a fresh perspective. Others believed she should fully remove herself from royal life, arguing that her father's controversies made her position too complicated. There was no clear consensus on how Beatrice should move forward. Many admired her resilience, her ability to maintain a sense of grace despite the immense challenges she faced. Others, however, felt her continued association with Prince Andrew was a problem. Some wondered whether her closeness to him would eventually affect her standing within the royal family. What should have been a period of personal joy, the birth of her daughter, had unexpectedly reopened these larger conversations. Yet, despite the storm of opinions, Beatrice remained focused on what mattered most to her, her family. She and her husband Eduardo had settled into life as parents of two, embracing both the joys and struggles of raising young children. Their home life was a blend of royal tradition and modern parenting, with Beatrice striking a careful balance between the world she was born into and the more private life she had cultivated over the years. Her deep involvement as a stepmother to Eduardo's son, Wolfie, only reinforced her image as a devoted and family-oriented individual. Behind the palace walls, Beatrice found herself grappling with a deeply personal and painful decision, one that forced her to rethink everything she once held dear. What is that decision about? Let's dig into the details of the painful decision. A painful decision. Whispers in royal circles hinted that she had taken a heartbreaking step, restricting her father's time with baby Athena.
Around what we are delivering to young people in the classroom.
It wasn't an easy choice. In fact, it tore at the very fabric of her loyalty. But as a mother, she could no longer turn a blind eye to the storm raging around Prince Andrew. His ties to Jeffrey Epstein had resurfaced, bringing fresh waves of controversy and media scrutiny. The relentless headlines, the judgmental whispers, it all created a toxic cloud that Beatrice feared could drift too close to her children. For years, she had been her father's unwavering defender, standing by him even in the face of scandal. But now, motherhood had altered her perspective in ways she never anticipated. Her children's innocence was too precious to be tainted by the weight of past mistakes that had nothing to do with them. Suddenly, her role as a daughter collided with her role as a mother, forcing her to make an impossible choice. This turning point in Beatrice's life was profound. Once a steadfast supporter of her father, she now found herself having to draw boundaries she never imagined. It wasn't about abandoning him, Nor was it about making a public statement. It was about protecting her children from a history they had no part in, a burden they should never have to carry. In that moment, Beatrice understood what it meant to be a mother in its truest form. It wasn't just about love. It was about sacrifice, about making difficult choices even when they broke her heart. Princess Beatrice was seen to have broken tradition on a few occasions, leading to increasing speculations. What did she do? Let's find out. Breaking traditions. Princess Beatrice's life had always been under the public eye, but recent family controversies had cast an even greater spotlight on her choices.
But we also need to make sure that the young people feel like what they're putting into it, they're also getting something out.
The troubles surrounding the York family had rippling effects, even altering Beatrice's participation in cherished royal traditions. That Christmas, instead of joining the royal gathering at Sandringham, both she and her sister, Princess Eugenie, made an unexpected decision to spend the holidays with their in-laws. This break from tradition sparked endless speculation. Some believed it was a deliberate attempt to divert attention from their father's ongoing scandal, shielding both themselves and the royal family from further scrutiny. Others saw it as a natural shift in priorities, a reflection of their evolving lives and personal commitments. Whatever the true reason, the decision spoke volumes, underscoring just how deeply the controversy had unsettled the very fabric of their family's dynamic. Beyond royal obligations, Beatrice's personal plans also faced disruptions. She had eagerly anticipated a holiday getaway to Italy, but health concerns during her pregnancy forced her to cancel. Instead, she had to prioritize rest and the well-being of her unborn child. This turn of events, while disappointing, only reinforced her quiet resilience, one of her defining traits. Unlike some public figures who address their struggles head-on, Beatrice had always preferred to act rather than speak. She was not one to issue public statements or offer explanations.
And I think that if, the audience is developing, the young people are developing, we've also got to keep going as well.
She simply adjusted, adapted, and moved forward. Rather than relying solely on her royal status, she had spent years carving out a career in the finance and technology sectors. Her work in these industries was more than just a job. It was a statement. It proved she was more than a princess bound by tradition. She was a modern, independent woman forging her own path. To some, her career move was a necessary attempt to distance herself from the shadow of her father's controversy. To others, it was a strategic step towards securing her own financial stability outside the royal fold. But regardless of the interpretation, one thing was undeniable. Beatrice was determined to shape her own future. While her royal lineage would always be part of her identity, she was proving, through both quiet determination and bold choices, that it did not define her. Let's take a glimpse into what is likely to come next. Is she going into the spotlight, or will she continue being private? Let's find out. What comes next? In a world where every royal move is captured, analyzed, and sometimes criticized, Beatrice has spent her life under the unrelenting gaze of the public. Growing up as part of a new generation of royals, she has had to find her place within the rigid traditions of the monarchy, while also carving out her own identity in a modern era of scrutiny. Her journey has been anything but simple, marked by public judgment, personal challenges, and deeply rooted family struggles. Yet, through it all, she has continued to press forward, demonstrating quiet strength and unwavering resilience. The birth of Athena was not just another addition to the royal lineage, it was a defining moment in Beatrice's life. More than a celebration, it marked a shift, a chance for renewal, a fresh page where she could shape her own path and redefine her role, not just as a royal but as a mother, a woman, and an individual forging her own legacy. The question now lingers. Will she choose to embrace a more public royal role, stepping into the spotlight with greater influence? Or will she continue on her current path, prioritizing her personal life and the quiet joys of family away from the grandeur of palace affairs? While the future remains uncertain, one thing is undeniable. Beatrice has mastered the delicate art of balancing duty with personal fulfillment. She has learned how to navigate the pressures of royal life on her own terms, neither fully retreating nor wholly surrendering to public expectation. History has already shown that she is not one to be easily swayed. Whatever lies ahead, she will undoubtedly face it, as she always has, with steady determination, quiet perseverance, and an unshakable dedication to the family she holds so close to her heart. What do you think about Princess Beatrice's baby announcement that sent shockwaves throughout Buckingham Palace? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.